For 136 miles, continue straight.
And we have entered the great state of Texas. Of course, the luck of the Irish would have it that on our road to the Friday Night Tights meetup at Farm Plus Feed in Dallas, we are in the middle of construction and going at a snail's pace. We'll see you soon. Take care. All right, boys and girls, welcome aboard
Welcome aboard.
The brothers Hack the Matrix.
Hack the Matrix. How's it going, man?
It's going good, dude. We weren't here last week because of what you saw at the beginning there. We went to a place called Farm Plus Feed. It's a video game and restaurant where you can rent a booth. I think it's like $28 for an hour and play all the video games you want in there and stuff. And
that was a really cool venue, man. And we asked them. They've been open for over a year now, and I go to the Shops of Legacy, often, and I didn't even know that place was there. And now a Mexican Sugar that was right next to it, I've been to that place, and but yeah, that venue was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Great turnout. Great crowd,
Yeah,
So.
we had a good time, man. We had a good time. And as usual, I didn't take all the pictures I wanted. I didn't get to meet Chris Gore like I wanted to. He's a well-known film critic that lives in Los Angeles that came out with him. Another guy I forgot to get a picture of was you. We didn't take a picture together, but we take pictures every week, So
I'm right here. Check me out.
The other guy that I didn't get was Ripa. I always forget. I tweeted Ripa and I said, look, the next time you see me in Dallas, just pimp slap me and say, take the picture, fool. You know what I mean? That's the second time.
Yeah, he's got new stuff out right now. The cover art looks really cool. I'm probably going to go ahead and get one, I suppose. I mean, yeah, you said they're graphic novels, so man, some of those prices are whew, but
that's why the prices are up there. It's not like you're buying a 20-page rag. It's a graphic novel size thing. So E. Clay Thomas is here early. He says, where's the strip club photos? Well, that's what Casino and them were doing. I didn't stay for that. I actually left early, and I missed meeting Matt from Foul Ball Productions, who showed up fashionably late. And we were actually out of there by 8 o'clock because I had to work the next day. But those pictures at the end, that was the first time I'd ever been to Buc-ee's. I had never been to Buc-ee's before.
Buc-ee's is kick-ass, bro. They got everything. I mean, from deep fryers to chairs to any kind of food that you're looking for, coffee, lunches, and supper. Yeah, Buc-ee's is awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it really is. Stop and fuel
really
up,
neat.
whatever you need there, you know.
Christian DeLorme says, Mel left. I came back. Cool, man. Cool, man. Good to see you. And E. Clay Thomas says, welcome back. What's up?
Welcome back.
Well, listen, boys and girls, as usual. Well, first of all, we're not. I'm going to tell the boss to just hold off because we're not done. We got to do a toast because I've got the virus of unknown origin. What you sporting tonight, there, bro?
Everybody knows what I'm sporting, dude. I'm sporting the old Guinness as usual.
Cheers.
Tink.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ripping on the
We got to see the axe, man. We got to see the axe. What you got there, bro?
This is the Canadian-made single-cut Godin. It's got the weight relief. It's only got tone volume. It's got the little kill switch, kill right here, so I can kill it if I want to, like old Randy Rhoads used to do. Got the old humbuckers on there. Very cool. It's lightweight.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing some recording with it, see what it sounds like through the amps. If I can ever get back into this fucking studio.
If you can ever get back into your studio and get rid of the grandkids.
What's up? Hey, look, the good side of this, all joking aside, we're getting to spend some good quality time with the grandkids because once life starts rolling, you might never.
You're not going to see them again for a while. That's right.
Oh, there you go.
That's right. Let's see.
What's going on with you other than the old event that you just
meet up, and then I'm back in the swing of things, man. Crossing my fingers, hoping that maybe I'll get off the weekends finally for the first time in my working career.
Yeah, man.
Who knows if that's going to happen or not? But you know, I can.
If it does, we need to tell our audience that.
Yeah, we'll be moving to. Well, it depends on what night. I mean, if they put me on Wednesdays, nothing will change.
Okay.
But if they put me on Thursdays, then we'll be moving to Wednesdays about the same time as we do State of the Atmosphere, and we'll have to move that show. But yeah, I've been trying to get off weekends. Guys, I worked as a bartender for 18 years, so I worked every Friday and Saturday night. And then I worked rotating shifts as a furnace tech, so I was working either the Friday or the Saturday every damn weekend. So this is a big thing for me if I can get Saturday and Sunday off every week. That'll be great, you know. But anyway, of course, you know, I start talking about my own shit and the boss starts yelling at me. You know, he just can't help himself.
What do we got? What do we got?
Well, you know what we got? We got the top of the heap, bro.
Top of the heap.
You don't want to be on the bottom.
Be on the top of that heap.
Funny,
be at the bottom of that heap because
you want to be at the bottom of that heap. And you know what? I saw the LSU Tiger baseball team do this not too long ago. They
are in the College World Series, bro.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
And of course, you know, we always start with the saber rattling.
Eject! 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 Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control and we'll be lucky to live through it.
Yeah.
My man Christian Lorm says, "Old Milwaukee here." Yes.
Hard to believe.
I thought it was Pat Rubin you were into, bro. And he says, "I'm like a Catholic priest. I work every Sunday."
Every Sunday.
There you go. What were you saying, Dan? I'm sorry.
You know, it's hard to believe they're still going at that shenanigans over there, but
believe it, man. We've got it all over the show this week because, yeah. Well, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but yeah, there's a lot of it in here this week. A lot of it.
A lot of it.
Let's take a look first at the war in the Ukraine. Ukrainian spies say they intercepted a phone call of a Russian soldier saying it was our sabotage group that destroyed the. Oh my God!
Yeah, that freaking dam over there, right?
Dam. The Russian soldier revealed it was their sabotage group that destroyed the dam in Ukraine. Spies say, Ukraine's Ukraine. You can do it. Security services says the soldier discussed the dam's destruction on an intercepted phone call. Floodwaters caused by the explosion rushed downstream this week, swamping Ukrainian villages.
The pictures of that is just devastation, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's really bad.
Yeah, somebody needs to have their head examined over that one. I don't understand why you do that.
Well,
I don't understand why you'd attack nuclear plants.
It's all about discord, man. It's all about raising the panic level. It's all about turning. You want the people to turn against their government and say, hey, look, let's get us out of here. Whatever it takes, let's get it out of here. Stop the war. So you do those kinds of things to whip up that public opinion. But I don't know. So far, they're very united over there. So
the Ukrainians, yeah,
yeah,
as anybody would if they're invaded. I mean,
well, you say that, but there's some European countries that were invaded during WW2 that just kind of laid back. And
that's true.
If it wasn't for the old U.S. of A. to come over there, there'd be some goosh-bedepping morons right about now. But
goosh,
50 years later, we're a bunch of assholes. Americans are no good, but we were all right when we went over there and saved Europe, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Let's see. Extremely fierce battles. Russian corpses. Ukraine losses in early stages of offensive updates. The sight of several dead Russian soldiers next to their charred armored vehicles outside Storozov on Wednesday seemed to belie the claim that Russian President Vladimir Putin that the Ukraine is losing 10 times more fighters than his forces early in Kiev's counteroffensive. You can't trust any of the numbers coming out of these two countries.
No, it's all. It's which outlet are you getting your information from? Is it Ukrainian base? Is it British base? Is it Russian base? Is it China base? Everybody's going to have their own spin doctor working on this story. So,
yeah.
I tell you, you're on top of it. You really don't know what's going on, but they're still fighting. There's still people dying, and there's still civilians getting caught in the middle of all that shit. So,
and it needs to stop because you look at this retard right here. I guess nobody's paying attention to him, so he's got to say something stupid, right?
I'm sure that. And he launched a missile,
Yeah, he launched a missile. I think yesterday. I'm not sure if we've got that in here, but Kim Jong-un orders North Koreans to stop killing themselves after number of suicides skyrocketed.
Stop it. Stop killing yourselves.
Stop making me look bad. What are you doing? Some of these headlines.
Stop that.
I wasn't ready for that one. Look out. No. Where is it? There it is.
Stop that. Is he smoking a cigarette there?
Yeah, he's got a cigarette. He's got a stogie going, bro. Kim Jong-un.
Stop killing yourself while I slowly kill myself. That can't happen quick enough, man. This fucking guy.
That's too good, man. That's too good. Christian Delorme says the only problem with the story is Russia had the most to lose. Russia is whining, and this is a desperate attempt by Ukraine to deflect from their offense. Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy, Christian. Let's see. Yeah, I had to throw that one in there. I just thought that was a hilarious headline. Why don't you do this, Mr. Un? Mr. Un, if you want them to stop killing themselves, quit torturing the shit out of them and start feeding them.
Stop killing themselves.
Maybe turn on the lights in the country.
I think we were looking at the numbers. Countries perpetuating their population, and Korea is like below 1. Yeah. They're just. And then they're starving, and if you believe, again, you have to believe what somebody's telling you. But gee whiz, they're killing themselves. Your leader's got to tell you to stop killing yourself.
It's sad.
Come on, something's going wrong.
Sad, bro. You might be doing something wrong, Mr. Un. I don't know.
You know what? Should I go to work today or should I just fucking kill myself?
Should I just cash it
I think
in?
I'm going to kill myself.
Should I just cash it
Stop
in?
that. Stop that. Get that
No,
gun out of
wait,
your
you
mouth.
can do that. Stop that.
I'm telling you. Yeah, huge tracts of land.
Huge tracts of land. I need that one in there too, don't I? But, Mr. Oon, he has to talk like that because...
Totally close to failure, man.
Of course he is. All right. The next story, we're staying on the international scene. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigns from the British Parliament.
Yeah.
Looks like he resigned as a member of Parliament effective immediately as the House of Commons Privileges Committee concludes an investigation into whether Johnson knowingly misled Parliament.
Uh-oh.
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 That'd be a good... That would be a good
misleading.
That would be a good time to grab your hat and hit the door, wouldn't it?
Deuces. I'm out of here.
Deuces. I'm out of here. Yeah, that's enough of this bullshit, right?
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to
I'll be
see
leaving
here at
now.
all.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here.
And you know what Parliament's telling him?
Let me help you back.
That's crazy, man. Okay. Pearl Beach Hotel Islamists kill 9 in Somali attack. 6 civilians have been killed and 10 injured after Al-Shabaab militants.
Sounds like a
attacked-
comedian, doesn't it?
I'm sorry, sir?
That sounds like a comedian, doesn't it?
It
Tonight
does.
on the boardwalk in Jersey.
Sounds like El Kabong to me, but hey.
Hmm.
The nemesis of what was the horse's name that was a law enforcement officer? El Kabong was his
El Kabong.
Yeah, El Kabong was his nemesis, right? Or it was like his secret identity. Didn't
His
he put
secret identity.
Yeah,
dude.
he put on a mask and smashed people with a
He was
with
El
a
Kabong.
guitar. Anyway, Al-Shabaab militants attacked a beachside hotel in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, police said. Security forces rescued more than 80 guests from the Pearl Beach Hotel after a 6-hour siege on Friday night. My God, these guys are serious. Good
El
Lord.
Kabong does not fuck around.
Apparently, El Kabong does not fuck around, man.
No.
But
I mean,
why
that
waste...
happens all the time? I mean, yeah, well, it's a powder keg over there. There's just vacuum upon vacuum upon vacuum, and no, I want to be the leadership. No, it's just chaos, man. It's chaos.
But we had some good news out of that part of the world.
We did.
Yes, we did.
I must have missed it.
4 children, including a baby, survive in a plane crash
Oh yeah.
and 40 days alone in the Amazon jungle. Now, these kids' parents died in the crash. The eldest had actually done some studying. Let's see. Officials say the South American country announced their rescue Friday following days of highs and lows as searchers frantically combed through the rainforest hunting for the youngsters, members of the, Hututu?
Toto.
People,
Toto.
and-
You're on tour again, Toto?
They were aged 13, 9, and 4 years old and 11 months. Apparently, the 13-year-old, I read this, and apparently the 13-year-old knew something about the Amazon and how to survive in it. She saw it, she studied up on it. And
that's the Lord working right there. That
yeah, it is.
Kind of
She
knowledge to
saved
know.
all of her siblings, man. It's
That doesn't happen by chance, dude.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
That's her
I've
path,
said a million times, nothing happens by accident. And that's, if you feel like you need to learn something, go learn it, man, because you never know. It might save your life one day. Holy shit.
Yeah, no
Unbelievable.
doubt. No doubt.
And
if,
searchers, check it out. One of the tools the searchers were using was their grandmother's voice on a loudspeaker, trying to get them to come out of the woods. Yeah, I mean, out of the jungle.
Okay,
yeah, that's amazing. That kid,
it's amazing.
That kid did a dynamite job.
What did Amanda used to say? Knowledge is power, and knowing's half the battle, or some shit like that.
That's it. Knowing
That's
is half the battle.
funny to me.
Do you know that? Yeah.
I was
That's
just
from a movie. I can't remember which one it is, but that's
going
from a movie. And here's your favorite guy. We got a little news about him this week. He's fucking shit up all over the place. You know he is. The Saudis' crown prince promised pain for the U.S. if it retaliated against oil cuts. Reports say his threats seem to have paid off. Apparently, Biden is bowing to the Saudis now.
Biden.
Bowing Biden. Yeah, and that's not the only thing he was bowing about this week. Boys and girls. Yeah, the White House calls out unacceptable video taken at Pride event. Now, these guys were invited to the White House lawn. And
we're not going to see this video.
No,
right?
I'm not playing the video. Worry not. I'm not going to freak you out.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. As a matter of fact, I can't even. It looks like this thing. Looks like this is the video, and that's all it is. But the description says Rose Montoya responded to criticism on social media after posting a video showing herself. And by the way, Rose Montoya is a transvestite model. Those are store-bought jugulars, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, don't hurl on your brand new equipment you got there.
Oh my God, whatever, man. Hey, but come on, and show some fucking respect when you're on the White House lawn, for Christ's sake.
Well, I'll tell you the worst thing. Look behind him over here, Dan. Let me blow this up a little bit. Look behind him over there. Dead center is the pride flag.
Sure.
With the U.S. flag on either side, and they're at the same level. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way you display the American flag. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be dead center and higher than everything else. So, what you gonna do?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's Mr. Biden is. This guy. I used to think Jimmy Carter was the worst president ever. I used to think that. I'm starting to reconsider that. So
yeah. What's going on with my camera, man? Why is it all?
It's not out of. It's probably your lighting. Is probably why, dude. Yeah, it's cool though. You'll get there.
It is not cool.
I understand it's not cool. You'll get there.
Now we're back in focus. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, you got to ease it in there.
Well, I'm sure it's exciting for this group to be at the White House, and I'm sure it's a milestone, whatever. But have some respect for yourself and respect for the grounds. It's not like a frat party where you're out there just you're not at Mardi Gras showing your tits to everybody. I mean,
yeah. It's horrible, isn't it? Let's see. E. Clay Thomas says, so that one time I pooped my pants, it wasn't an accident. Oh, well, look out, man. But anyway, getting back to the headlines, my man E. Clay's trying to throw me off over there.
Random.
Let's see. What? Yeah, right. Hang on. I got one for that too, don't I? Oh, where is it? Yeah.
Classic rando.
This one, wow. This guy was in the news for a long time. And a matter of fact, one of my favorite movies, The Insider, with Russell Crowe and Al Pacino, they actually show Al Pacino, they track him down and they get him, don't they, at the end of that movie, Danny? They get the Unabomber?
That's yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Ted Kaczynski, known as the Unabomber, died by suicide in federal prison.
When he was at Harvard, they did that they used hallucinogenic drugs. They had those tests that were going on, the studies that were going on. Mm-hmm. CIA was conducting these covert studies, putting people under acid and shit like that. And he was one of the poor bastards that got caught up in that shit. It really fucked him up. But he killed himself in prison. Some people are citing his manifesto as maybe not being so far off,
now we do have a headline about that. Hang on one second.
Sure.
Let me make sure.
Too bad the guy was a freaking psycho, but
yeah, he was brilliant. And a lot of people that are brilliant, they walk that line, Well,
yeah, then you throw in, without him knowing, without his knowledge being part of this program.
Yeah.
using hallucinogenic drugs on these people, and yeah, it messed him up.
Yeah.
Really did.
Elon Musk suggests the Unabomber may have been right about technology. Elon, let's see, a businessman who's building some of the most advanced technology the world has ever seen suggested the Unabomber may have been right about the rise of tech creating too many problems for humanity.
Yeah.
Musk tweeted he might not have been wrong in response to a tweet about Ted Kaczynski, the 81-year-old terrorist who died in prison Saturday. Yeah, look, he was one of these guys that I never sat down and read the manifesto, but it, from all accounts, was not as crazy as some of the ones you've ever seen. He definitely had, his targets were all, they all had to do with tech and stuff that was going to get out of hand.
And he had definite thoughts, right? But it just seemed like, I watched the documentary on him. It just seemed like he wasn't a great communicator.
Yeah.
So when he did try to communicate, he just came off as just a whack job. But if he had better communication skills and the ability to actually get the message out there in a logical, sane way,
mm-hmm.
Who knows what he could have been able to do or whatever. But as it was, he was an introvert. He was very paranoid. And
well, let's look at the time now. This was the 80s and 90s, I believe. I think they caught him in the 90s, didn't they?
Yeah, early 90s.
Let's look at the times, okay?
The biggest manhunt in the FBI history was going after this guy.
Now we know a lot of people are autistic. They're not stupid. They're just I don't want to say antisocial. They're hampered socially. They don't know how to deal with people, but they are crazy smart. They're really good at certain things, and this could be the case with this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not defending anything he did. It was completely wrong what he did. But
it's not right to kill people. That's
absolutely.
If you don't think you're being heard, you don't go out there and kill folks.
No,
you don't do that.
But anyway, Ariel Ballet, one of my newest fans here, says, "What's all this then?" Well, this is the Brothers Hack the Matrix. You haven't had a chance to see this one yet. This is my brother. He's over in the Dallas area, and we get together once a week and fill you in on all the headlines of the week and let you know what's really going on behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? She says, isn't there a phrase for that? There's a thin line between crazy and intelligence, something like that. I'm not sure. So since there's supposed to be only one, does that mean you're about to get destroyed, Joe? No, not at all. He's the Highlander. There's only one Highlander. Yeah. I don't profess to be a Highlander. I'm the privateer. There's only one Highlander.
One.
Yeah.
And
there
then
can be only
everybody
one.
else can hang out too.
Has his weapon of choice, it looks like. Yeah. If you go back and watch the beginning, you'll say, well, show it to her again, man. Go. It's a Canadian-made
Canadian axe.
Canadian axe. There it is. And she says,
We'll
hello. But yeah, man. I guess. Well, the guy was definitely crazy, no doubt. But he was working for the government at one point, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, he had to have some smarts to begin with.
Sure.
And of course, here in the States, the biggest story this week was Trump indicted on 37 charges, including the Espionage Act violations in classified records case. This. I don't know, man. When you're indicting an ex-president with when he's clearly an enemy of the current administration, it's just this.
Well, this is mudslinging to the extreme, is what it is.
Yeah.
But I think you and I have talked about this before. This is going to do nothing to his base. It's not going to sway. The only people that are looking to sway is the centrists. The center people. Absolutely. They're trying to get as many of them on board as they can before the elections start. And I guarantee you, folks, as my brother likes to call them, the uniparty,
trust me, there's a lot of people on the right that want to see this guy go down too.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
Really, there is.
Because they're in bed with the left. I mean, those cameras go off, the lights go. They're hanging just like this. And when Trump comes in there and really drives them to take a position
Yeah.
of this is this and this is that, they don't like that at all because they can't get their little shit done, you know?
Yep.
You know,
That's for
making
sure.
money and deals and you do this and I got this for you and you do that and I got this for you. No.
Yep.
You know, when somebody like Trump comes in there, it makes them take an actual position. Trump is for better or worse, he's the closest thing to a regular person to hold the Oval Office that we've
Yes,
seen.
he is. He is. And we're not
people
defenders of
don't feel-
Trump. Don't
they don't
get
want to see
confused.
Anybody from normal United States up there in their element.
No.
So they smash him, you know. So
Yep. They're going to continue.
and don't get me wrong, he's doing all he can do to help them. He
Yeah.
can't sit still.
No.
He just can't do it.
No, he can't. I've said several times the guy has a great message. He really does. But the distortion he puts on it makes it to where people don't even want to hear it. I mean, it's just bad. Ariel Ballet, one of my relatives wanted to live in Scotland because they lived Highlander, and that was the only reason. Then they decided to visit Scotland during its winter months and found out maybe not. Yeah, I guess
Maybe not so much.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I wanted to put a highlight on this one because boots on the ground, boys and girls. U.S. sends 2,000 guard troops and 100 aircraft to unprecedented NATO exercise aimed to deter Russia. They sent them to Germany. They're hosting the biggest air deployment exercise in NATO's history and the show of force intended to impress allies and potential adversaries such as Russia, German and American officials said Wednesday. Now, I think I saw an article where these 2,000 troops after the exercises are going to Kuwait. So it's pretty interesting stuff. Ariel's all about it tonight. Pfft, Trump, I didn't vote for him. Nor did I vote for Biden. I only voted for the next true president myself, write my name on the ballot all the time, and then complain about everyone. There you go. As long as you vote, you got a right to complain. That's right. Absolutely. Very good, Ariel. I like that. That's cool. That's about like my brother. He I think a lot of the times he's rooting for the Green Party. I think he votes for them.
Rarely do I vote for a politician. I mean, I just don't have a lot of faith in them. I really don't. The sad part is both of these parties are going to be the ones that run, the show, one or the other. And for us, the working class people, this is our choices.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. I guess we're not allowed to have better choices.
I guess not, man.
Shit or shit, and that's what our choices are. So
right.
But I got to vote, man. I got to vote. There's a lot of people that passed away in front of me that gave me this,
Freedom isn't free, boys and girls. A lot of people died, so you have the right to do that. So make sure you get out there and do it. Even if you do it just the way that Ariel does it. Put your name on a ballot. Do it. Okay. Yeah, the boss is yelling at me again, man.
What do we got? What do we got?
Well, you know what we got. We got the different kind of
the Jock Strap, bro.
We got Philip Seymour Hoffman draining threes out there. We got the best field goal kicker in the world and the best holder in the world, and Cut Daddy.
Taking one on the chin.
What we got going on here?
that placeholder, man, getting freaking ball in the face, man.
We got a lot going on this week because guess what, boys and girls? We have not one, but two new world champions in two different sports for the first time.
No doubt.
For the first time ever. And I had to put this article in here because he holds a special place in our hearts. It must be something about the gold and black when he puts it on, right?
I'm telling you.
Kessel.
I just wish that the original gold and black would have stayed with him, but no.
Right? Yeah. He was drafted, by the way. Kessel was drafted by the Boston Bruins.
Bruins.
Kessel savors special Stanley Cup in limited role with Golden Knights. Forward didn't play after the first round, made impact off ice in winning third title.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, man. Phil Kessel and
Yeah.
the Golden Knights win it all. I know
Look,
your son. Did you talk to your son?
I did. He was totally hyped. He was all over Twitter on that. And, you know, in 2017, he threw in because he wanted to follow hockey. He's like, you know what? I'm going to throw in with the Golden Knights. And the Golden Knights have been the model of consistency right behind the Bruins since 2008, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
The best winning percentage in NHL hockey, man, has been the freaking Golden Knights. And first year in existence, they went to the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
They're always a threat. They're in the playoffs. And this year, Phil Kessel, I love Phil Kessel. I always respect his game. He's the Iron Man. He set the record for most consecutive games played in the NHL, which is no small feat. Even Cal Ripken came out and said, wow, that is a monster feat. But I was happy to see them win. I was happy to see him win for my son. And I was happy to see him win for Coach Cassidy, who the freaking Bruins shit-canned last year after he took us to the damn Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And Eastern Conference Finals.
So he won. So he won back-to-back? No, not back-to-back.
Not back-to-back, but he had the Bruins on the verge. I mean, they were right there. Game 7 in the Stanley Cup at home, and you lose. Man. That's when they lost to St. Louis. But he was the head coach. They shit-canned him last year. His first year with the Golden Knights, they go all the way. Wow. I mean, they dominated the playoffs. Yeah. It wasn't even close.
Yep. I guess the Florida Panthers used up all their markers before they got there, huh?
You know what? Look, if I'm a Florida Panthers fan, they scrapped to even get into the playoffs, and they really represented themselves.
Right, they were the 8th seed, weren't they? I mean,
they barely made it in, and they beat the team that set the record for most wins in NHL season.
Yep.
They beat a very good Toronto team, which everybody thought would go on to win.
Yep.
And you know they really look. They were tough, you know, but that Golden Knight team is woo. That final score was 9-3.
Wow, they wore them out. Good Lord. Okay, well, congratulations to the Las Vegas Golden Knights from their victory, and of course, over in the NBA, we've got a freshly minted, never before world champion in the Denver Nuggets of all.
Denver Nugs, buddy.
And they weren't even nice about it. They almost swept this team. They beat them 4-1. Good Lord. And like I said, they win their first NBA championship in franchise history after defeating Miami in 5 games. And this guy that who is this dude, man?
Yeah,
Nickety clickety, juggity mokety. Yeah, juggity mokety. First one-time NBA champ. He was the Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Western Conference Finals MVP. I mean, he's just got it all. All rookie team. My gosh, man! Wow.
People that follow the NBA say this guy is really unstoppable. He really is.
And, you know, I was watching some of the interviews after this. He is one of the most humble dudes I've ever seen. Yeah, he acts like none of this phases him. He's like, yeah, well, you know, it was a team effort. You know,
dude.
Yeah.
You know, he's from Eastern Bloc. That's hard living out there, man.
Yep.
Wars and shit going on over there.
Yep.
It's easy money.
I mean, I used to watch the NBA a lot, but I don't watch it anymore. It's not the same game, but it's nice to see a big man be the MVP. That's pretty cool. You know,
well, apparently this guy can do it all, inside, outside game, and he's you know, a modern day basketball player. You know, he's 6'11", and apparently he's got all the skills. He's a great passer, and he's very even keeled. That's what makes him really, really devastating. You know, they asked him, was he going to go to the parade? He goes, "When's the parade?" They said Thursday. He goes, "No, I've got to go home. I got a thing, you know, like a horse race or something like that." So I mean, that wasn't even a thing for him, you know. It's like, no, I gotta go.
Nah, I got things to do.
You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah. Let's see. Ariel says, how long are they gonna keep the WNBA around? I don't know, man. And one thing's for sure, they're not making money. The NBA is supporting that franchise, no doubt. They don't make money. So
well, as long as it's a political topic, they're gonna keep that afloat, some way, shape, or form. They'll keep the WNBA afloat. I will tell you this. if you're interested in watching fundamentally sound basketball, watch the WNBA.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
They
going to
play
say
sound
women's college ball and women's pro basketball, no doubt.
They play some sound basketball, you know?
Yeah. Team basketball. You get to see it. Closest you get to the men's team basketball, really team basketball, is college. Watching the March Madness. But okay, so at the finals, though, we had a little glitch. Had a little glitch happen.
Dude, man.
Conor McGregor, one of
Conor
my favorites,
McGregor.
one of the guys from the home country, good old Irishman.
What is he doing?
UFC star Conor McGregor knocks out Heat mascot in skit gone wrong in an NBA Finals game. Oh my God, Conor!
I don't know who's handling
man.
Conor.
Let's take a look. There's no sound here, but I will play. Dude, no. I think it was the extra one, bro.
Come on, dude. I mean,
think it was the extra one. He was supposed to spray something on him too. Hang on.
Yeah, he sprayed some kind of axe or something like that. Oscar.
Was it that one?
Oscar.
I mean, he's down, bro. He's down. It was a bit they were doing during the thing in Miami, but dude, well, you know what? Maybe that was his girlfriend, because where is that article? I know I've got it. Where? Here it is.
I just want to say this real quick. I don't know who his handler is or who's handling Conor McGregor, but anytime he gets in one of these public settings, it goes wrong.
Yes, it does.
They should not allow him. Just stick to the fighting, dude, and the promotion of the fight. That's about it. You know, the press conference. Don't let him in these situations, man.
Right. Keep security around him at all times at the weigh-in and everything.
He's an easy mark. Easy mark. I guarantee you he thought that was all staged and it was supposed to be, but you can't put yourself in that position because that mascot might be saying, you know what? This might be a good payday for me.
Right. This
fake an injury, whatever.
For me, because I'll just act like I'm dying here.
You know what I mean? Why would you put yourself in that situation?
Well,
man?
all I know is Conor needs to stay the hell away from the NBA Finals, because apparently he was accused of attempted rape.
Yeah.
During the NBA Finals. The controversial Irish mixed martial artist denies the new allegations of violent sexual assault. Oh my God!
Conor needs he really needs to just go retire, because you know every fighter hits it. They get too old. They slow down, and just let people remember him when he was on top. Because when he was on top, man, he was unbeatable. He took on everybody.
I know. Conor,
that's a tough joker, right?
I love Conor, man. I think he's great, but man,
whoever his handler are, they're not doing him any services, man.
No, they aren't, and they need to just put the cuffs on him. Keep security around him. Don't let him touch anybody.
It reminds me of when Mike Tyson got with the King outfit, and his world just went downhill from there.
They just let him off the chain. Yep. He was with Costamato. Yep. All you saw was him coming to the ring and leaving. That's all you saw. You didn't see him talking on TV shows, nothing like that. They kept him very close to the vest. Yes. And what you're right, Dan. Oh, I can't believe you brought that up, because that breaks my heart. Yeah. I knew when he got with Don King, he was going down.
He was going down.
I knew it. I mean, I didn't know he was going to go down financially and in jail.
Don saw that big paycheck, man. And that was bad.
It's a shame.
And that's what's happening to Conor, man. Just enjoy the fruits of your labor, dude. Enjoy your time in the sun, and just get out of that shit, dude. Please.
You see, Ariel says, didn't Dan Savarin, I don't know how to pronounce that, come from the UFC? I'm not sure. I don't watch the UFC. I'm a boxing guy myself, darling. I the little bit I've watched the UFC, when they get on top of somebody sitting on their chest and they start pounding their head, and the ref takes his time to stop it.
Oh, he might come back.
Maybe he's okay. No, man, that's horse shit. Now,
his arms are up like this, dude.
They are great athletes, and they're very good at what they do. Yeah. Okay, I just like the gentleman's sport. I like the sweet science.
Yeah.
And it's a different sport. It's a
Yeah.
completely different sport. If a boxer got in an MMA ring, they would get nuked.
Yeah.
Okay. They would get nuked because they don't work on the grappling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But by the same token, and Conor McGregor's done this. Didn't he do it against Mayweather?
Sure.
And he actually did better than we all thought he would do. He didn't get knocked out, but he lost by decision.
He did
But-
lose. I thought he lost TKO, but I don't know. He
TKO.
lost the fight
Could be.
anyway.
But he
You're
did
talking
lose.
about a guy that fights 3 rounds at the most, right?
Right.
And he went deep into this
He
boxing
did.
match.
I think he went 11 rounds before it ended. But this is the deal. If
He got paid for real, though.
yes, he did. Not like the UFC pays. Yeah, he got paid boxing money, and that's big money. But if a UFC guy gets in the ring and can only hit people from the waist up and can't grapple them, they're in trouble.
Yep.
Because these guys are good at it, man. They really are. Okay, last one we got in the Jock Strap tonight is going to be about probably this guy's going to go down like the Klitschko brother did in the world of boxing. Really, this guy right here is something else. Djokovic wins record equaling 20th Grand Slam. Well, that's from 2019. What in the hell? What is going on here? He
just won the French. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he did.
And I mean, the guy has just been a dominant player for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honest to God, he has won on all surfaces. And
yep.
I mean, when you talk about greats of all time, you've got to throw him in there. You know.
Yep.
His body of work is just going to be, when he's done, it's going to be amazing when you look back at it, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Again, he's won on all
Djokovic is no joke, as they say.
No.
No joke at all. That's weird. I wonder why it gave me a 2021 thing. But yeah, he just won the French Open. It was his 23rd Grand Slam, guys.
Yeah.
23rd. He's won more he's won more big titles than anybody in tennis history. And we're talking, me and Danny are big Roger Federer fans. He's nuked him.
Nuked him, Borg, McEnroe, Sampras, you name it. This guy stands above all of them. All of them.
Hang on a second. Ariel says, gentleman's sport. Should I remind you that boxing is mainly two guys punching each other until they're a bloody mess back in the late 1890s? Yes, absolutely. I'm just saying that's what they called it. I'm not saying it's an actual gentleman's sport. I'm just saying that's what they called it. Did I scare off your nominees? Not or your normies? No, not at all. They're hanging out. They just don't comment as much as you do. Well, Denny's does sometimes make some good breakfasts. Okay. I don't know where that's coming from.
Rando. Classic Rando.
Look out. She's gone rando on us. Look out.
Classic Rando.
There you go.
So
But oh man, please just get off my butt. What in the hell?
What do we got?
Boys and girls.
Oh,
We Flix.
Luke.
We got Luke getting his hand cut off. We got my boy Bruce Willis. God love
Indiana Jones swapping the diaper for the golden.
the terrorists. We got 85-year-old Indiana Jones. Oh, Dan. Look.
Bro, I saw that trailer and it's just, give me a break. Give me a break.
That movie's going to do so bad. It really is. They're going to open it on a Wednesday, hoping to get a bigger opening weekend window.
You saw the trailer
man.
for that? Did you see the trailer?
Dude.
Brutal.
Yes, I've seen the trailer for that.
Brutal.
Here's the thing that really I hate is the guy that's playing the bad guy in the movie. He's a really good actor. Mads Mikkelsen is great, dude. He's fantastic.
Well,
And
he's going down with the ship on this.
yeah,
one.
he's going to go down with the ship, and it's going to be horrible, man. OMG, why are they making more Indiana Jones movies? Just remember, Ariel. Just
Hollywood
remember,
doesn't have a
there are
freaking
only
original
3
thought in their head.
Indiana Jones movies. There are only 3. There can be only 3 Indiana Jones movies.
Hollywood doesn't have an original thought in its head anymore, so
No,
they
it
keep
doesn't.
rehashing.
Speaking of Hollywood, let's take a look at the box office numbers for last weekend. Both me and my brother saw Transformers Rise of the Beasts. And yeah, there's a reason why it only made $6 million more than the Spider-Man movie this week that was in the second week. I'm not going to give it a total thumbs down. Let's see. What did she say? I only saw one trailer for it, and it looked really bad. It's going to be fabulous, she says.
Fabulous.
This is the deal, man. If you like the Transformers, we got the hot kids with Legoof and Megan Fox, you know, and then we had the rednecks with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and now we've got the urban version. And some of it's a little cringeworthy, some of the stuff that goes, but then again, that is the urban mentality coming out in the characters. You know, I saw a lot of they seem to be stealing a lot from different movies and stuff. You know, I saw a lot of different movies in it, but I have to tell you, Dan, and I don't want to give it away to anybody, no spoilers or anything, but the ending scene, I heard a collective gasp in the crowd at the screening I was at. So
pretty sure I was asleep at that point.
Were you asleep at that point? Okay, we'll talk about it off air. But yeah, I was like,
I will say this about the movie: I did like the scenes where there was actual combat with the Transformers. Those were cool. I'm a big fan of the Silverback Gorilla, so I dug that character, man.
Yeah, Optimus Primal was cool. I can tell you right now, my stepson Devin was losing his mind. I'm sure he went and saw that because he loves the Primals, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's mid, guys. I give it the Orange Cassidy thumbs up. This is Orange Cassidy's thumbs up right here. That's because he don't give a shit. He's the whatever guy, you know. Danny giving it the thumbs down, but I'll give it the Orange Cassidy thumbs up. There it is. Okay. So I still want to go see Spider-Man, though. I haven't seen that yet.
Good Lord.
Uh-oh, your wife's here. Look out. She's watching you. It's going to be fabulous. She's the one saying Indiana Jones is going to be fabulous, man.
No. It's going to be a train wreck.
Oh, shit. Ariel says, I did like the Beast Wars animated series. I'm going to have to help you type here, girl. Boo. I don't mind spoilers. Well, sorry, you're not the only one watching. And Transformers Rise of the Beast stunk like a pile of silverback gorilla poop on a hat on a hot summer day, she says.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, Kim. I hear you. I hear you, chick. It was pretty bad. But let's see what else we got in the Flix this week. And when we talk about Flix, boys and girls, we're talking about movies, music, all the pop culture stuff. Country singer John Rich lashes out at Pfizer amid Jamie Foxx vaccine rumor. Now, boys and girls.
Yeah, what's going on with this thing? I haven't heard any updates of that stuff.
Okay. What's going on here is one of his representatives is claiming that this may be because apparently he's had some kind of stroke or something. They're not actually even saying what he's had, but they're trying to say it might be vaccine related. And I'm like,
I wonder how they make that leap like that.
It's, I don't know. I don't know, we really won't know about this stuff until like a decade from COVID. You know what I'm saying? When they've done all the studies and stuff. Right now, it's just hearsay. But apparently, country music star John Rich is trying to get some clout off of it and lashes out at Pfizer amid unsubstantiated rumors. Read that. Unsubstantiated rumors that Jamie Foxx was left paralyzed and blind by a COVID-19 vaccine. So, yeah, John Rich, whatever. You go ahead and get your go ahead and get your 15. Okay, I don't even know who this guy is. So
I don't either. I don't know what does he have to gain.
Yeah.
I guess maybe a population of the music scene that'll now listen to his music because he's come out against
because he
the
said, "Oh, vaccines are bad," and this is what happened to Jamie Foxx. So, you
Buy
know,
my
there's
music.
there's an entire bunch of people out there that think that that's right on the mark. So what you gonna do? We had some bad news this week out of Hollywood. Actor Treat Williams was killed in a motorcycle crash. The actor died after a motorcycle crash. His agent confirmed Monday evening he was 71 years old. Treat Williams, an actor who starred in Everwood and the film adaptation of Hair, has died in a motorcycle crash, according to Vermont State Police. He was 71. Shortly after 5 p.m., a Hyundai SUV was turning left into a parking lot when it collided with Williams' motorcycle in the town of Dorset, according to a statement from the Vermont State Police. And I hate to hear that because Treat Williams, he was a really good actor, man. This
He's
guy,
had bit roles and everything. Hair, obviously.
what was the Police movie that he made in the 80s? It was a big movie. It didn't do as well at the box office as they wanted. I think it was called Prince of the City. He was
I
in
don't
that
know.
one.
I know him from. I liked him in Devil's Own with
Yeah.
Harrison Ford and Brad Pitt. He
Mhm.
played the arms dealer.
Yep.
Everything he played, he class, and he brought something to that character.
Yeah.
He was never the big star, but you remember him in those movies.
Well, I tell you, if you've never watched Hair, guys, that movie, it's I've said it several times. My favorite Bible verse is John 15:13, and it says that no man have greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends, and
Yep.
that's what he does in that movie. He
Yeah.
kept taking his buddy's place so he can see his girlfriend before he goes to Vietnam, and he ends up going to Vietnam in his place. And it's a great movie. That scene where they're marching into that plane, that black hole, and it's just a bunch of young men marching into there. That is the perfect visual of the Vietnam War right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what was going on,
Yeah.
and a great song too.
Yeah.
The Age of Aquarius. Yeah. Great movie. If you've never seen Hair, you need to go see, you need to watch that movie.
Yeah, that's one of those generational movies that had a great message, and
Absolutely.
So Rip, man, he'll be sorely missed, and I dug just about everything I saw him in. I can't think of anything that I saw him in that I didn't think he did well in. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's a loss, right?
Treat Williams was a great actor. And I gotta say, it's a shame he was on his motorcycle. You guys on motorcycles, you got to keep your head on a swivel, man. And kind of like what I used to tell people about forklifts in a plant. If you get hit by a forklift, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Make sure you're checking everything because sometimes
it's interesting you say that because I work in a warehouse, forklifts.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, these things right here cause people to put themselves at risk because they come out of the break room like this, they come out of the bathroom like this.
Can't do it.
They walk right across major thoroughfares for forklifts.
You can ask my wife when we're walking through a parking lot and say it's one of those zones where they're supposed to stop for you and you can walk, right? If they're driving through, I stand there. I'll wave them through. Mm-hmm. I will walk behind a vehicle before I'll walk in front of it. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and that's from working in that atmosphere where there's fork trucks all over the place because you got to act like they can't see you.
I tell my drivers, I'm like, look, they're not watching for you. You better have your lights on. You better be laying on that horn. Watch your speed because they're not watching for you. They're looking at their cell phone and walk right out in front of you.
That's a fact. All right. Rip Treat Williams. We'll have to do a little toast to him. Treat Williams.
Yeah. What's up? That would be right.
Are you out?
No.
I'm just about out.
I'm nursing.
We're about to have to do it again, my brother, because we got some more bad news. And this one coming from the comic book world. John Romita Sr., Legendary Marvel artist dies at 93. He lived a long life, man. John Romita Sr., the revered comic book artist who co-created Marvel characters, including Wolverine, the Punisher, and Mary Jane Watson, has died at 93. Hang on one second, guys. If I know my comic books, I believe I have one of his covers on my wall. Hang on.
93. He has seen some things in this world. I mean, I wonder if he was still active at Marvel. 93, maybe just consulting or something like that. It's hard to believe that he would be still doing art, right? But
right. Yeah, this is a
you
John
know, the
Romita
stories
cover.
he could have told, right?
He was on Spider-Man for a long time, and this is the very first Spider-Man comic book. This is not the original one, but this is the very first Spider-Man comic book I ever owned. Our father bought me this issue when we were at a bus terminal. I think we were going cross country on a bus, Dan. And
20 cents.
Yeah,
Look
20 cents. That's all it cost when he bought it for me. Yeah. Spidey cops out. And that's John Romita Jr.'s artwork. He drew Spider-Man for a long time.
Yeah.
He was the guy that he was the one that did it before my man Ross Andrews started doing it in the 80s.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That guy had a very distinctive shading style, the way he would shade it, the muscles.
Yes, he did.
Very cool.
Him and Jack Kirby were the guys that really, started Marvel with the big names and everything. I'm pretty sure he drew the first I'm pretty sure he drew the issue of the Hulk where Wolverine had his first appearance. Remember, his first appearance was in the Incredible Hulk.
Well, I mean, in our game room, Kim bought me this big poster. It's a comic book cover of the Hulk and the first showing of the Wolverine. I have that. She's got a big poster for me. It's framed and everything.
Yep. But anyway, rip Mr. Romita. And his son went on to draw too, or John Romita Jr. But John Romita Sr. was
icon.
He was an icon in the comic book industry. So cheers to him.
Cheers. Thanks for all the memories, bro. Even though they are spitball, man. Whatever. But then,
hey, man, spitball man is the shit. Leave it alone.
Respect.
And then we want to check in before we leave the Flix tonight. We want to check in on ISOM number 2's campaign. He is, let's see, let me refresh it and make sure I got the numbers right. He's creeping up on 1.3 million, dude. He started Monday, and looks like by Friday he's going to have 1.5 million.
Yeah, I'm going to scoop one up tomorrow. I would imagine. I'll go ahead and grab one.
Just get an A or a B. Don't. Yeah. Some of these, they're kind of expensive.
No doubt.
The number 3 there is kind of high priced. It's a foil cover though. You get something. It's a foil embossed, limited to 5,000. That's why he's charging so much for it. He's only making 5,000 of them. He's making a collector's item, man. That's what he's doing. But I got
10 of them.
Right,
5,000 at $100 a pop. Gee whiz.
But I got this one right here, cover A, and let's see. Yeah, this is the cover. This guy looks like Lobo on steroids, man. Looks like he's gonna fight that guy. And then you've got a second cover. That's cover B. Whoa, I didn't see her. I would have ordered that one. Wow, that chick's hot. And I never noticed this until somebody told me. He's got a crucifix on the middle of his belt there, dude. Isn't that cool?
Very cool. I think I was looking at B myself.
Mm-hmm.
I dig that whole, vibe.
Yep.
So
looks cool. That's a hot chick for sure. But anyway, yeah. As usual, our man Eric July is knocking it out of the park, and he's had a lot of detractors. Let me tell you, a lot of people are just jealous of what he's doing, man, and just calling him every name in the book. And he's like, monetize the haters. Let's make money off.
Why people hate? People just hate just to be hating anymore. Seems
I know. It's so silly. That's why, you're not on there very much. You only stop by every once in a while, but that show I do on Wednesdays, I try and cover stuff I dig on there. You know what I mean? Like last week we did disaster movies. You remember I loved disaster movies when I was a kid.
70s was full of disaster movie genre right there.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Ariel Ballet says warehouses usually have high stocking shelves, and sometimes forklifts do drive pretty fast. Yeah, but you've got to keep your eyes open for them, no doubt. Sometimes they just can't see you. You mean Scarlet Witch there? Yeah, she does look kind of like the Scarlet Witch. Let's see. Because hating is fun and easy and makes you feel big. Yeah, well, you know, I guess it makes somebody feel big. It doesn't make me feel big. I like doing stuff I dig. I don't like doing stuff I don't dig. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, God! As soon as I get distracted, dude, I swear.
What do we got? What do we got?
We got them earthquakes. We got this chick trying to put her Joker makeup on.
Joker makeup on. You got to question the surveyors on that highway, the engineers that designed those buildings. I mean, there's nothing underneath that highway, dude.
No,
I mean, just nothing.
Nothing there.
I mean, come on.
All right, let's see what we got this week in earthquakes. This is all stuff that's ground shaking on a either national or global scale. A funeral company owner charged in shooting at Maryland burial that left pallbearer dead. Now, Wilson Chavis, 48, of Hughesville, faces charges of first and second degree murder. What happened was, let's see. According to police, the burial service was preparing to get underway when Chavis confronted two people affiliated with a second funeral service company with which Chavis has a long-standing business dispute. So he opens fire at the funeral.
Nice
this guy. What?
That sounds logical to me, I guess.
What in the hell, man? What in the hell?
People
That's
just
crazy.
shoot. Yeah, we have very little regard for each other anymore. So why not shoot up a freaking funeral because you're upset about money or business venture, whatever? That's reason enough to start shooting people.
Start plugging people. What?
You know what I mean?
Dude, wait until you see what I got in the Louisiana thing. Oh my God. That's yeah. People pulling guns for no damn reason is just the stupidest thing in the world. It makes you long for the days of throwing fists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's take it outside. Let's
let's take it outside, right?
No,
South Carolina officer rescues woman mouthing "help me" during traffic stop. You got us a hero here, buddy.
That's cool. That's a feel-good story.
The North Myrtle Beach Police Department said that Officer Kayla Wallace was patrolling in the early morning hours, of May 28th, when she saw a white Jeep go through a red light and quickly pulled it over. Wallace saw the female driver and a male passenger. When the woman opened the door, she appeared distressed. I gave loud orders for her to close the door. The officer wrote in the police report obtained by CBS News. The passenger also opened his door and stated that the windows don't roll down. The driver then told me that she felt like she was going to throw up. When the male passenger wasn't looking at the driver, the female silently mouthed, "Help me," repeatedly. That prompted Wallace to remove the passenger from the vehicle and placed him in the back seat of her car before going back to talk to the woman. The driver then told her that the man had just shot someone and she had been forced to drive at gunpoint. Good job, Officer Kayla Wallace. Good job.
No doubt. Hey, look, the person that's at gunpoint kept her head about her and was able to get that message to that police officer. So
yeah, that
could have been a totally different story.
Could have been a totally different story. Could have been totally different. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. We got Cuba gives China permission to build spying facility on island, U.S. Intel says.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gee whiz.
We're right back in the Cold War, man.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. They're going to sprout up everywhere. Lauren Boebert, accused of seducing married man with money and gifts, leading to restraining order drama. U.S. Representative Laura Burbert. Yeah, this is one of our politicians, bro. Is accused of seducing a married man with money and gifts.
Our best and brightest.
Our best and brightest up there in Washington. She made it all about her. She became enmeshed in our lives. Colorado housewife Jennifer Martinez said in an explosive new interview with the Daily Mail, shedding light on the private feud that transpired after Boebert and her estranged husband Matt Archambault met while working together. Wow. You need to be making laws or like taking laws off the books or something, chick. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be up there doing that stuff. What the hell, man?
That is, that's the way things are done, though. I mean,
Crazy.
No one guilty up there just having a free for all. And these are supposed to be our representatives. I mean, people vote, you send out a message and you say, this is what I'm going to do for you. And you go up there and what?
Yeah.
Power corrupts. Power corrupts.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes it makes people do things they wouldn't do normally. No doubt.
Yeah.
21 teens injured in walkway collapse at Texas Seaside Park. Excuse me. Officials say. I think they were all huddled up for a picture, and it gave way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
that's wow. I mean,
that
the
was
infrastructure.
unexpected, right?
Look, I mean, and we saw the. Well, we may be seeing it here in a minute. The story about I-95, but
I-95.
yeah, some of our infrastructure needs work, no doubt about it.
Absolutely, it does. I-95 is a huge corridor from the Eastern Seaboard, and it is heavily traveled by big trucks.
Yep,
carrying goods and services, man, and that I-95 is a main artery. And them losing that overpass there, I think it was Philadelphia. They had a car fire below the overpass, and it burned so hot that it just melted the infrastructure, and the damn thing fell, killed people. And look, that's going to be a major undertaking to get that repaired, because there's just no easy. If you're not on I-95 and you're trying to move heavy stuff, there's not a whole lot of different ways to go there.
Yeah.
So that's
I was looking for, since we were talking about the story, I figured I'd find it real quick. Go ahead.
There it is, right
go
there.
Straight to that one. Interstate 95 partially collapses in Philadelphia after a truck fire. Now, it's not because of these construction guys. There was, if you didn't see this, there's video all over the internet about this. But that's what it did to the freeway. This fire, and I've actually seen this do this to concrete where I work when we have an overflow of glass.
This stuff will melt, man.
Yeah. It was a fuel truck wrecked, exploded. The guy didn't survive. They found his body the next day because this burned for a minute.
Sure.
And it got from what they say, it got the temperature of that overpass up above 2,000 degrees. And if you do that, concrete will melt. It's made with water. It will melt.
Concrete and the reinforced rebar that's in those things, all that stuff will melt. You remember, and it's shitty memory, those planes that hit those towers, they didn't hit the top. They hit right, halfway, maybe 3/4 up. But you knew the weight of that, and as that burned, that stuff was going to, degrade, and it was going to collapse. You just knew that was going to happen. Yep. All that fuel burning. So that's what happened there. And I've traveled that corridor so many times. And
they're going to have to find ways around it, and it's not going to be fun. It's
not going to be easy, man. That's going to impact shipping for real.
And all kinds of stuff. Yep. It sure is.
Yep.
We also had a UFO story this week. Las Vegas UFO mystery. Police put a surveillance camera at a house where aliens landed. Yes. Hang on. I'll run this back to the start so you can see it. This is from a police body cam.
They're sure that's a UFO?
Yeah, that's what they're saying it is.
Hell, I thought it was a helicopter.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of weird, but there was a lot of UFO stories this week. They're 100% not human. Las Vegas police investigate reports of extraterrestrial sightings, and it all seems to be coming out of Las Vegas. Aliens Among Us, Vegas UFO report, latest in UAP sightings, investigated worldwide. I mean, it's just all over the place. My question is this: why do they want us thinking there's aliens out there all of a sudden?
Oh, just distract you from what's really going on. Hunter Biden, he's still out there smoking his crack but is he going to jail? No, so there's still war going on. And I firmly believe that war is being waged to cover up some things that were going on in the business world, some corrupt shit.
Yeah.
So let's go to war and let's distract the people and anything to distract people, man. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, but we're right there.
I have.
Right there. Right there.
I think it may be a melding of Wag the Dog and Idiocracy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
In other words,
Please disperse. Nothing to see here. Please disperse.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Oh my God. Yeah. What is up with this one, Daniel? You read this one. 13 shot, stabbed, hit by vehicles at Syracuse, New York block party, authorities say. What the hell is this?
They said it was like a pop-up party where they just, boom, it just happened randomly. And then, why not start shooting into the crowd and just do that,
Officers responded to calls, shots fired just after midnight, and found a crowd of hundreds of people. A pop-up party.
Yeah.
Probably put together on social media because they like to,
I mean, I think that's part of the gig, though. If you have a pop-up party, somebody's going to be shooting, randomly into the crowd. That's what you do, I guess. I mean, it's not a party until somebody gets shot.
Here's the thing. Those pop-up parties, if you do that, you're going to be in the danger zone.
Danger zone! Danger zone! Danger zone! The danger zone.
It's totally true.
Dude.
It's totally true.
I don't know if you want to be doing that.
Look, pop-up party, random people, heavy drugs, and shooting. That's part of the gig.
Ariel keeps asking this. I didn't read it earlier because we had already moved on from it, but she says, question about Ukraine business. What if Russia decides to use tactical nukes on them? Let's hope they don't. They've refrained from doing that so far, and it is a worry. I'm not saying it's not, but let's just hope he doesn't escalate it to that point. If he does, then there's going to be problems. I don't see how we could stay out of that. Really, I don't know how we could stay out of that, but let's hope it doesn't get to that pitch.
We're in it already, but financially for sure. But and they're already talking about NATO troops. You talked about that earlier. So longer this goes, the more the chances are we send troops. It's going to happen.
Yep. This one I saw earlier today, and this isn't the first time it's happened, guys. 2 Americans found dead in a luxury hotel in Mexico. And I'm not going to read this whole thing because we're up against the clock, but this is a couple that was down there on vacation, and it was gas inhalation. Something to do with the air conditioning in that room killed them.
Just in that room only? That's it?
It was that room. Yeah. And it's not the first time it's happened, and it's for some reason it always happens in Mexico. I don't know what the deal is with that.
I wonder if these rooms have individual air conditioners or if it's part of a bigger. If it's individual, then you could kind of see, it could happen, because you've been to some hotels where each room has its own AC unit. But if it's supplied by a bigger central unit, then you got to question how does that happen in just that room? Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. She says, isn't Poland kind of already getting involved? Yeah, kind of. Maybe the AC hasn't been cleaned. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly, but that's. I just thought it was weird because I heard that same thing happen like 1 or 2 years ago. Somebody died that way down there.
Really?
It was really strange. They just found them dead in their beds. Died in their sleep. due to gas inhalation.
That is bizarre.
Yeah. Okay, boys and girls, we're getting close to the end here, and you know what that means.
What does it mean, bro?
It means the boss is done. He's done yelling at me because it's time to buckle your chin strap. It's time to put on your pads.
Put on your cup.
Brace yourself because it's time to turn out the lights.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there.
Yeah.
Bobby McRae with the full extension.
Bobby McRae.
Fully extension.
Aiming through the target.
You know what I mean? That was a woo hit.
Yeah, he's
A woo
doing well.
hit.
He's doing well there. I got to come up with a graphic for this, guys, but I call this segment, it may be every week, may not be, but I had a couple of things to show you on this subject this week. Only in Louisiana is what I call it.
Only in Louisiana.
Only in Louisiana can you see silly, crazy crap like you're about to see. The Louisiana NAACP seeks travel advisory warning blacks and LGBTQ alphabet people to avoid the state.
Avoid
The
Louisiana.
The NAACP wants to issue a travel warning for black African Americans to avoid Louisiana.
What are they
And
based out of?
LGBTQ people. Let's see.
I remember them coming out about Florida.
But they're saying the same thing about Louisiana now because of legislation it believes has created a hostile environment in the state. Recent actions under influence of Republican legislators have fostered an atmosphere of fear and intimidation, marked by blatant and relentless and systemic attack on democracy and civil rights. The Louisiana and NAACP said in a letter making a formal request to issue this warning.
Shreveport Times?
This is from the Times, yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what happened. Also, check this one out. 28-year-old woman, this is a national story. 28-year-old woman was arrested and accused of spending an entire year posing as a 17-year-old Louisiana high schooler. The 28-year-old woman has been accused of pretending to be a Louisiana high school student for a year. Both the woman and her mother were charged on Tuesday with falsifying government documents. The local sheriff said the woman was attending school because she wanted to learn English.
Okay, was she an immigrant? Wow.
If she was an immigrant, there's other ways to learn English. You don't have to go into high school. This is a very strange story. Very strange story, my friend. Yeah. And the last one, I mean, this is only in Louisiana. Can you see some shit like this? Hang on one second. Let me, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this on video. Hang on one second. I'm going to go ahead and switch things around real quick so you can see it on the video.
On the big screen?
On the big screen, as they say.
Really
Now, what I'm doing is I'm adding sound so you can see it, so you can hear it. Because this is just jacked up, folks. All right. Do me a favor. Don't get in a fight on social media. Police make arrest after victim caught shooting on video. Suspect booked for attempted murder. Check this out.
Come out to the country.
After the ad, which I'm sure they'll appreciate.
What? English, please.
Watts Furniture. This is Baton Rouge
Evening.
now.
Thank you for joining us. First on News 2 at 6 o'clock, what started as a spat on social media spiraled out of control.
It ended with one woman in handcuffs and another hospitalized with a bullet in her shoulder. Actually, here's what police describe as a troubling trend.
Michael Sylvia, according to Pointer's arrest record, the 22-year-old has a history of taking social media feuds out of the comment section and into real life.
I'm gonna fight you fair, and you aiming a gun.
We've chosen to stop the video before the gun goes off. However, you can clearly hear the shot.
Apparently, if this was a fistic encounter and a mutual agreement for them to meet up and move to a location to carry
our state capital,
apparently this has been an on.
This is our state capital
Our state
of
capital.
Louisiana. Yes, this is our state capital, and yeah, these two were fighting on social media. Went to go have fisticuffs together, and one of them pulled a gun, and right there with she's being videoed, and she shoots her.
I have no words, man.
I know you feel like you picked the wrong person for the Simple Jack Award. And apparently both of them do this. This isn't the first time they've met up with somebody else to fight in public. It's just, this takes worlds.
You know what's funny about social media? We were talking about this at work, and in my stance is this: social media has made us not a very social species at all. We sit in front of these computers. We don't go out and interact with each other. We don't have social skills anymore. So when we're confronted by something, maybe a difference of opinion, we take it to 10.
Yeah.
And we're offended.
Yeah.
And now I got to shoot you because you don't agree with me. So I got to shoot you.
That makes no sense.
We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to shoot each other.
Do me a favor, folks. Go outside, touch grass. And,
say hello to somebody.
Get out
of
say
your
hi to somebody.
house.
Social media is about as antisocial as it gets because people talk on there like they'll never meet you in public. And, she says, what? Huh? Yeah, that's what I was saying when I saw it. It was just stupid. Okay, boys and girls, it is time for my brother's special award that he gives out every week. It's the Simple Jack Award, boys and girls. You know those folks that are trying to get it done. They're trying to do things correctly, but they just can't quite get it right. And I got to tell you, I about fell over laughing whenever I saw this week's one because, oh boy, it's a good one. Let me read the headline, Dan, and then you can go right off in it. Okay, bro? Here we go.
We should have done the bear edition.
Reports of Russian casualties as they withdraw through their own minefields, driven back by Ukraine's counteroffensive, UK intel says. They're running away through their own minefield.
Yeah, the headline says it all. You're under siege, you're trying to retreat, and you walk through your own minefield and take heavy casualties. That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, it doesn't get any stupider than that. I mean, honestly, do you not put markers up? You don't even know where you put your minefield? Wow. That's amazing. These are professionals too, right?
These are professional fighters.
Well-trained, professional military people. We're going to put this minefield up, and we're just going to act like it doesn't exist now, I guess. Retreat! Boom!
You think you at least had a map or something, or a way to get through there?
Some signage or something. I don't know, man. Something to let you know, but nobody else.
Right.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to have to retreat at all. So, who cares?
Fear the Russian combat machine.
I mean, honestly, it's just dumb on a large scale. Stupid, retarded, and that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard.
They went
full retard, baby. They did. They went full retard. Oh, man. Ariel says, derp, 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 derp,
I'm telling you, man.
And she says, actually, I thought they weren't professional. I thought most of these soldiers were conscripts. Yeah, well, there's a lot of that going on because we did stories a while back about fighting age men in Russia bailing from the country as fast as they can so they don't get conscripted. So
they don't have to get retrieved back into their own minefield.
So they don't retreat back into their own minefield.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to run down my schedule for this next week real quick. You know, you're watching The Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Central. Today's headlines brought to you by a couple brothers. This is a talk show born of conversations we used to have when he was commuting home, and we decided to do it on YouTube. And then you can watch me plot the pages of my passion project, The Privateer. We're almost done plotting issue 2, and then we're going to go back and start doing the details on issue 1. And you get to see it before it even gets produced and see all the backstory and stuff on it. So check that out every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central. And then at 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time on Sunday, you can watch me, Johnny Rock, and Das Wolfen get together and talk about everything wrestling on Pop Culture Minefield with Sunday Night Wrestling. That's 1:30 p.m. Central every Sunday. We'll tell you about everything AEW, WWE, and the smaller promotions. And also on Pop Culture Minefield, on Mondays, I do a show. It's called Military Monday, and it's just a few vets like me and Gary get together and talk about military movies, and that's 10 a.m. Central Time on Mondays. And that both of those shows are brought to you by Pop Culture Minefield and KGRA Digital Broadcasting. And then, of course, you can also see me on That 70s Rock Fans show at 4 p.m. Central Time on Mondays. Graham Bonnet's going to be his special guest this time around. That should be cool. And then, of course, you know, I play video games twice a week from 10 to midnight. I started on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Central with some DCUO, and then I do it Wednesday night. Right now I'm doing a playthrough of Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox. I got a new Xbox Series S that my wife got for me. So that's what I'm playing. I've been wanting to play it for years. It came out in 2003. It's an older game, but all the Star Wars junkies rave about it. So I'm checking it out. Check that out on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, always my flagship show, other than this one, State of the Atmosphere, where I get together with a few of my friends and talk about all the pop culture stuff I dig, comic books, movies, music, stuff like that. And we do that every Wednesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Central, State of the Atmosphere. So for the Hylunder, there can be only one. And
thank you, everybody, for joining and like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed the show. And
yeah, those of you on Rumble, give me a follow, please. And yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff. And be checking out JoesAtmosfere.com. I'm about to open up commissions here pretty quick and start teaching portrait lessons on there and some other stuff.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, so cool. You guys come check out JoesAtmosfere.com. Leave me a subscribe on the channel. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.